Okay, so what if I told you that a book written all the way back in 1936 actually holds the keys to unlocking your full potential in every part of your life? Sounds crazy, right? But today we're going to break down one of the most transformative guides to human interaction ever written, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And trust me, its lessons are maybe more relevant now than ever before. All right, let's dive in.
This single idea, it's really the heart of the entire book. Carnegie's whole premise is this. It doesn't matter what field you're in. It doesn't matter what your goals are. The art of truly understanding and connecting with people is absolutely essential for any kind of real, meaningful success, period.
All right, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with Carnegie's core philosophy. Then we'll jump into his techniques for handling people, making friends, and influencing others. And finally, we'll see how it all comes together in leadership. Sound good? Let's do it.
So first things first, you got to understand this book, it's not just some list of quick tips or social hacks, not at all. It's a whole philosophy for building genuine relationships, and it's all based on a foundation of mutual respect and, a really deep understanding of what makes people tick.
And what's so powerful here is Carnegie's focus on authenticity. Seriously, this isn't about manipulating people. It's about using these timeless, super practical tools to navigate our social world with a bit more grace and a whole lot more effectiveness. It's really about being a better version of yourself, not pretending to be someone else.
Okay, let's get into the really meaty stuff. Part 1. This is where Carnegie lays out the 3 most essential principles for how we interact with, anyone, anytime. These are the absolute building blocks for everything else. You can think of them as the foundation for your social skyscraper.
Yep, just 3. That's it. But these 3 foundational techniques, if you can master them, they can fundamentally transform every interaction you have.
Okay, so the first one is huge. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Why? Because criticism almost always just breeds resentment. It doesn't lead to a solution. Instead, Carnegie says, give honest and sincere appreciation. And he's clear, this is not about fake flattery, it's about genuine praise. And the third piece? Arouse in the other person an eager want. Basically, to influence anyone, you have to connect your goals with their desires. You got to frame things in a way that makes them want to do it. It's all about finding that win-win.
All right, so moving on to part 2. We've got the fundamentals down, but now, how do we get people to actually, like us? Well, Carnegie gives us 6 super actionable strategies. These are the secrets to building real, genuine rapport.
That's right, 6 specific, practical ways to build that rapport and create those kinds of connections that really last.
So the first 3 are all about shifting your focus from me to them. First, become genuinely interested in other people. Stop thinking about what you're going to say next and just get curious about them. Second, smile. It sounds so simple, but it just sets a warm, positive tone right away. And third, remember people's names. Carnegie literally calls a person's name the sweetest sound in any language. It shows you see them, that they're not just another face in the crowd. The next 3 kind of build on that foundation. Be a good listener. A really good listener. It's one of the most powerful tools you have, period. Next, talk in terms of the other person's interests. Try to steer the conversation towards what they care about, not just what you want to talk about. And finally, in every single interaction, find a way to make the other person feel important and valued. It all comes down to dignity and respect.
All right, part 3. Now we're getting into the art of persuasion, and this is a really important distinction. This section is not about winning arguments. It's about winning people over to your way of thinking, but through agreement and cooperation. This is where you learn how to move mountains, one conversation at a time.
And to do that, Carnegie gives us 9 key principles. This is the playbook for fostering that kind of amazing cooperation.
Okay, first up, the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Seriously, you just can't win one. Instead, look for common ground. Next, always show respect for the other person's opinions. You don't have to agree, but you have to respect their right to have that opinion. And hey, if you're wrong, admit it. Do it quickly and do it emphatically. It shows real character.
Okay, building on that, always begin in a friendly way. Start with warmth. Then try to get the other person saying yes right from the start. Build a chain of small agreements. And this next one is so powerful. Let the other person feel that the idea is theirs. When they have ownership, they'll champion it.
And for the last 3 in this section, appeal to the nobler motives. That means talking about things like fairness, integrity, and doing the right thing. Next, dramatize your ideas. Don't just state facts. Tell a story. Make it vivid. Make it memorable. And finally, if you really want to get things moving, throw down a challenge. A little bit of friendly competition can be an amazing motivator. It's like lighting a fire under people.
Okay, so we've learned how to interact, how to connect, and how to influence. This final section, Part 4, brings it all together. It answers the big question. How do you become a leader? Not just a boss, but someone who truly inspires and guides others with purpose. And you guessed it, he gives us 9 more principles. But this time they're focused on how to change people's attitudes and behavior, but without causing offense or resentment. This right here is the playbook for real leadership. First, a great leader always begins with praise and honest appreciation before giving any kind of feedback. When you do have to point out a mistake, you have to do it indirectly, with a lot of tact. And you know the best way to soften the blow of criticism? Talk about your own mistakes first. It shows you're human, it shows humility, and it makes the other person way more receptive to what you have to say.
Here's another big one. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. It empowers people to come up with solutions on their own. Next, and this is non-negotiable, always let the other person save face. You never, ever want to embarrass or belittle someone, even in private. And finally, praise every improvement. I mean every single one, no matter how small it seems. Acknowledging that forward progress is a huge motivator. It's all about building people up.
Okay, the last 3 leadership principles. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Basically, let them know you believe in them and see their potential. Then, use encouragement, constantly. Focus on their strengths and what they can do, not their weaknesses. And finally, when a mistake does need to be corrected, make the fault seem easy to correct. Frame it as a small, manageable thing, not some huge, insurmountable problem. So, as we start to wrap this up, it becomes really clear that Carnegie's principles, they're not just tricks for getting ahead in business or something. They're a roadmap for living a better, more harmonious life with everyone around you. I mean, the emphasis on empathy, respect, authenticity, it's just as powerful today as it was almost 100 years ago. It really is a timeless recipe for a better life.
Look, if you take away just one single thing from all this, let it be this quote. This is the entire philosophy boiled down into one sentence. Real, authentic, lasting influence, it doesn't come from your job title or how much power you have. It comes from genuinely understanding and valuing the people around you.
And that's pretty much our journey through this amazing book. But look, the real magic here isn't just knowing these principles, it's actually using them, putting them into practice. So I've got a question for you. After hearing all of this, which one principle, just one, are you going to consciously try to practice today? Seriously think about it. I'd love to hear what you pick.